suddenly. Preston was walking home from school one day when suddenly Preston remembered his mum had asked him to go to the shops. Preston was doing the shopping when suddenly he dashed out of the shop. He remembered he had left his shopping money in his school desk. Preston collected the money from his desk and was coming out of school when suddenly Preston decided to use the back door. On his way back to the shop, Preston stopped at the park and he had a little play. But suddenly, Billy the Bully shoved past him and he went down the slide. Preston climbed down from the slide and went to do the shopping. He was just coming out of the shop when suddenly Mr. Plimp, the shopkeeper, called Preston back to say, "You've forgotten your change." At last, Preston arrived home. "Mum," he said, "I have the strangest feeling that someone has been following me suddenly." Preston's mum turned around and gave him an enormous cuddle. The feather. Near her home by the river, under a tree, Paula found a feather. "Is this your feather?" she asked the swan. "No," hissed the swan. "My feathers are snowy white. Here's one of mine. Look through it and you will see the snow-capped mountains of the north and pale, ice-cold skies." The swan swept away. Paula put the white feather in her bag. Further down the bank, a moorhen looked after her babies. "Whose feather is this?" Paula called out to her. "I don't know," cackled the moorhen. "Have one of my glossy black feathers. Look through it and spy the night sky, holding the moon. Millions of stars above the world." The moorhen paddled away. Paula put the black feather in her bag.
"Watch out, world!" he shouted. "Here comes a Bigmore submarine, full of bombs!" He rushed straight for the fish tank, barging past everyone and overturning their chairs. Probably he did not mean to do any serious damage, but Thomas and Pete made a grab for him, and this was the cause of the disaster. Hamish tripped. The big piece of wood went flying and hit the side of the fish tank with a smack. The glass cracked and burst open, and water, fish, and gravel poured out onto the floor. "Hamish!" shouted Mr. Magica, quivering with rage. "I know I mustn't turn you into anything, but... And with that, Mr. Magica vanished. Thomas stared. "What happened to him?" he gasped. "Oh, I shouldn't worry," said Jody. "I'm sure he can look after himself. We've got to save all the fish and everything before they die. Quick, quick, there's an empty tank in the science room. I'll fetch it. And Pete, you go and get a bucket from the caretaker and fill it with water and put the fish in quickly."